Countries where I absolutely destroyed small school children in a charity football game. Honestly, I think the kids of Canada and the Ivory Coast really needed that. It builds character. Side note, I love all the random states and countries that don't even exist in this universe. A real-life Oklahoma weather forecast. Chance of a white Christmas in 2021. In the green, we have no, and in the red, we have no, but in red. Map memes are spreading everywhere, apparently. This person's two-state solution in Israel and Palestine. Fortunately, this map just doesn't have a whole lot of data, so I'm not sure if this is the right move. The Danes are apparently a minority in their own country of Denmark. In the blue is 58% Swedish people. I feel like they've been trying to keep this secret for centuries, but we've now just uncovered it. A progress map showing COVID-19 cases. So on July 12th, 1921, Germany had no COVID cases, but on July 12th, 2021, had at least one. Just 2 more weeks to stop the spread. I drew North America from memory. Okay, yes, we've got Greenland and Alaska, Canada up here, USA in the middle, there's Florida, Texas, nice, Mexico, Cuba, and then randomly all those Central American countries. We don't know, we don't talk about them. Oh, this is amazing. This guy's an expert geographer. About 92% of Australia's land is below this line. You don't say. It's almost like the Australians designed it to be like that. What does New Zealand think about this? I'm in shape. Unfortunately, that shape is West Germany. Well, it could be worse, little minion. You could be East Germany and forced to do, you know what, I don't think I can say what I was about to say. My honest opinion of every European country as an Irishman. In red, you're all good lads. Blue, yes, even you. Wait, I'm like studying this map to see if there's some sort of secret joke somewhere. I refuse to believe this is a wholesome Irish meme. Another two-state solution proposal. In blue, we give that to Michigan. In red, we give that to Ohio. Yes, there will definitely be peace in the Middle East after this. If you connect Iceland's northern and southernmost and easternmost and westernmost points with lines, you just get another random Google map that 2 lines which by no means could ever qualify. Thank you for that. This was very informative. My proposal for a land bridge connecting Brazil to Alaska. All right, all we have to do is put enough dirt in the ocean to make this long line connect all the way up here. Why not do like a little sideways thing to Hawaii? You're already close to it. Wait, no. Did they strike again? They did, but they switched the colors. No state will ever see a white Christmas. Whenever I see maps like this, I always just wonder what inspired this man to go through all this work to attach Michigan to Egypt and the Upper Peninsula to, I'm assuming, the Italian Peninsula. Like, it's just so specific. I just want to know what happened in this man's life. This person writes, found this while cleaning. Have no idea where it came from. How terrifying would that be if you just found like a puzzle piece that said Bulgaria? Is that the first sign you see before you get banished to the Balkans at one point? World map, but I really, really hate peninsulas. Finally, the continental egg theory. Me and all my homies hate peninsulas as well. The 2020 US election without rampant voter fraud. It's like everyone was gonna vote red except for Texas. Texas decided to vote for Nancy Pelosi. Everyone else overwhelmingly went with Kanye. Yes, the beautiful region of Northern Europe, Scandinavia, where we have Sweden, Norway, Finland, and then Denmark down here. This looks a little confusing, but this is what Scandinavia looks like. You just have to kind of turn your head. This gives you a whole new perspective. I love these random angles here. Most people have no idea how big Brazil actually is. Fitting all these countries like Japan, Texas, Africa, both the continents of America, even Earth and the galaxy. World map showing countries that tax people for being fat versus countries that do not tax people for being fat. That's strange. Looks like a lot of places don't do that, except for Japan. Could you imagine the meltdown if it wasn't in Japan? Actually, Denmark and India have something similar to this. If you're from one of these countries, STFU. I guess I'll just make this whole video silent starting now. Or maybe I can make the remaining part of this video ASMR style. States where my best friend invited me duck hunting and shot me in the face on instructions of my wife so that she could marry him without violating her Christian values. Well, glad to see this man survive to make this meme. Unless, of course, this was actually his friend that made the meme pretending like he was still alive. First word of national anthems in Europe. Makes sense to put the first word in your national anthem as your country's name. Poland and Russia, good job. Finland. Oh, Finland. Unity makes sense for a Germany that was kind of split in half for the last 50 years. That was like 30 years ago. What am I talking about? No official lyrics, Spain. Turkey seems terrifying. Just fear. You would think this is like an important part of your national anthem. Like, what are we gonna lead off the lyrics with? But I can see a lot of countries didn't even consider that. Which meat is used to make McNuggets in every country? Most of the time, the countries are using poultry meat. Other times, it looks like they're using cow or pigs. Sometimes fish. I'm not gonna lie, I would have 100% believed believed this if I didn't actually look it up myself. I think it was the reindeer meat that threw me off. Hey, sometimes it gets pretty desperate up there with Santa and his elves. Someone saw this Facebook mobile game ad of a very strange Europe. It says it's a WW1 strategy game, so okay, I see Austria-Hungary, I see the Ottoman Empire, but why is Poland here? And where is Denmark? Why does Portugal have Galicia? Italy just casually controls the most neutral nation on Earth? Yes, I have a lot of questions. Ah, yes, Israel jump scare. Looking at where oh my god, even though I was prepared for it, I still just wasn't expecting it. Map of Africa, but all the borders were drawn by Europeans. What a crazy world this would be, right guys? Can't imagine. There are more people living outside the circle than inside of it. Wait a second. No, this cannot be. Thumbnail from this YouTube video, the invasion is here and war is coming. But of course, the map experts have to point out Baja California, which apparently is the 51st state. The amount of times people have criticized my thumbnails for putting like some weird map on it. Like, I swear some people like zoom in. They're just like, I don't see 2 pixels for where New Zealand should be right now. This monstrosity brought to us by a Sri Lankan news channel. Not gonna lie though, for anyone outside of the US, this is pretty much what everyone sees anyways, so we should probably just adopt it here in the States. Bands, we are going on world tour. Here we go with this stupid meme again. The world's Wait, why is it just India? I am talking about Indian bands. Oh! Finally, an update to one of the most overused map memes of our life. Oh, speaking of overused memes. Okay, here's the fun task. Draw whatever Middle Eastern border you want. Oh, but wait a second. This looks interesting. We've got a new Texas in the Arabian Peninsula. Also, their capital, Mecca. Oh, and okay, there's that. Empire of the Isle of Man. The Isle of Man, of all places, does deserve all this territory. And finally, Brendan Fraser's personal property. No trespassing. His house would be somewhere right here in Iraq. Damn, this is so beautiful. You're gonna make my boy cry. Thought it was Brennan Fraser this whole time. It's embarrassing. Insane facts. The Australian-New Zealand border can be seen from space. The astronauts riding by on the International Space Station even can point these places out. How amazing. Terminology of the British Isles. We have here the British Isles, the United Kingdom, Great Britain. Oh, they're doing great. This is England. I guess this is Wales. This is all of Ireland. This is the Republic of Ireland. I don't really want to share how long it took me to realize this was New Zealand separated into 2 different spots like this. It's kind of embarrassing. And AI's prediction for the political world map for the next few geological eras. Wow, we really got to stop these computers out here. They're clearly going to throw us all into the matrix. Someone's proposal to divide up the United Kingdom, basically giving land to its closest neighbor. So Ireland getting most things shouldn't be a surprise, as well as France getting a nice chunk. Surprised the Dutch are getting a little tip here and there. Even Denmark and Norway get something. Brings me back to the good old days of those Viking invasions. A map of Australia, but without the ice. Did anyone even know it looked like this? I've never seen like a bare naked Australia before. It reminds me of this other map that I saw the other day, the Antarctica continent, except without any rainforests. Map of the world, but is this just like a really crappy wallpaper someone put up? Greenland has moved very far up north. Alaska is the new New Zealand. New Zealand's not even there. Siberia. Wait a second. Maybe this is dropping signs for all those lost continents. And one of these spots is where Atlantis has been buried, probably. Capitals of the world that start with Ma and end in Drid. Okay, so apparently there is only one country in the world that has a capital that starts with Ma and ends in Drid, and that is Spain, Madrid. I wouldn't have been able to guess that. The most popular pizza topping in every state. It appears it is just pepperoni. And then, of course, West Virginia doesn't exist. I'm in shape. Unfortunately, that shape is East Germany. Thank you for doing it. Yeah, this poor guy's gonna have a lot more work to do than just the West Germany part. Map of the US, but it's very controversial. Basically, every US state has been divided into US counties, and the colors look very similar to the political compass. Imagine it was all just this simple. Depending on what part of the state you're in, that's your political identity. So this would be like a great AI-only battle right here. All the greens versus all the yellows and reds and blues. Who would have the most population? Let's look at like California, Florida. Okay, I'm just gonna assume the greens would be very powerful. I see a lot of highly populated area under the green sections. Map of how to get negative 30,000 credit score. So this is gonna go from the People's Republic of China to the Republic of China. Catatonia, what is that, like Catalonia? A United Korea, Mongolia, Tibet, Reddit Island. This reminds me of how Taiwan has to claim those old Chinese borders, which is like way more than current China. That would cause problems. The ultimate 2-state solution, it's just Finland. It's all Finland. A map of Finland, but even Americans can figure out which part of it is Holland. This is actually how we should teach kids nowadays. They will never forget for the rest of their life which part of this country is Spider-Man land. And big thanks to the Christmas patrons,
AryanAfterHours,
Drew's Arab Sugar Daddy.
What are you doing, Step Drew?
Why am I doing this?
This is Gabe,
Stormtrooper 501,
Ride the Pie,
Mine Brothers 9999
Nemo
X2,
Shiki,
McBlorf,
Max
Majestic
Cooper,
Unicorn,
LuxembourgLover,
Ivan Lima,
I Love Marx,
Drew's Argentinian Grandpa,
Dalton D,
Cybernetic Ghost of Christmas Past from the
BringBackPolandball,
future,
Barnsky W,
and for His Excellency,
King Corey.